Mr. Workman.
Hello, my name is Robert Workman. I'm a resident of St. Charles County for 49 years, and I'm a certified building biology environmental consultant specializing in electromagnetic radiation. And I just want to see if we looked into the publicized state health effects of the tens of thousands of scientific research papers that shows exposures to all the myriad exposures to microwave radiation frequencies are hazardous to our health and our population. All living creatures, flora, tuna, trees, Internet of Things is going to be exponentially increase the existing exposure beyond anything imaginable because there is no limits on the 5G. The number of frequencies used are in the billions upon billions of devices used to support the Internet of Things. 5G means there will be no limit to the numbers of microwave frequencies broadcasting out into the public space and natural environment. In addition, no wireless device has ever been tested for safety, and none of the cell phone companies and telecom industries are third-party insured. This means the burden of liability falls upon the city. The small cell antennas on top of lights and utility poles breach safety codes by melding a private device property onto publicly paid utility is not covered in laws of coverage, and the liability for the fire damage or any other kinds of other damage that falls upon the city. Lost revenues, tax bases from negative real estate impacts are another burden that falls upon the city and not of the telecom. These are all issues that need serious consideration and should be reasoned enough to prevent any possible build-out of these dangerous agendas. The safety and health of the residents are in direct harm way of this smart city. Agendas where the Internet of Things bring toxic microwave radiation usually close to homes of the residents. And the Internet of Things as part of this agenda will then bring the microwave exposure even closer to body-worn devices. The debate of the science of harm has been over. For more than decades, there are now more than tens of thousands of peer-reviewed scientific studies that prove the effects of microwave radiation of all frequencies and power levels are harmful at the power levels well below the regulatory RF guidelines of safety. The RF safety guidelines only consider tissue heating, whereas the science of harm begins below at a non-thermal level. It is clear we no longer rely on the false and misguided RF safety guidelines of these so-called regulatory agencies. I have links. I was injured from microwave radiation. That's how I got involved in this about 4 years ago. I spent about $250,000 on my own health to get it back to where it needs to be right now today. So I see clients every day. I look at local doctors, and when I remove RF radiation from their medication or protocol, they get better. If they don't remove microwave radiation, they don't get better. Lyme disease, mold, fungus, all feeds on microwave radiation. Has been documented since the 50s. And the Dr. Klinghardt I went to go see in Seattle, Washington, confirmed that all microwave feeds mold and fungus. You will not get better if you have Lyme disease, if you have exposure to microwave radiation. Wi-Fi is a square wave. It knocks off the potassium or calcium off the cell, replaces it with potassium will leak, nitric oxide will go in that cell, the calcium will overload that cell, and then the DNA strand will break, and then producing mitochondria. And that's what I have to say.